absolutely very two very strong reasons. One is I know Mr. Prakash Magdum from the day he came to the archive as the director, and after P.K. Nair, he is one director who has been so devoted to the archival work, and I always felt very impressed by his service there. And I was also very unhappy to hear that he is no more there. There have been upheavals, joinings, separatings, and all the things going on. So this is, I think, normally when for a book release, you will get a copy of the book before you come on the stage. Unfortunately, I am just holding the book for the first time, and I have only to say that I completely trust Prakash Magdum. He would have definitely made a good job of this Mahatma Ji on celluloid. As you know, Gandhiji was born much before cinema. Cinema was born only in 1895, and Gandhiji was born in 1869. So he was already about 25 years when the first IFFK appeared. And Gandhiji had, when the cinema came to India, and also it was, even in South Africa it was there, he did not have much of a good opinion about cinema. He did not think that cinema will help people in teaching values, making them aware of so many of our duties, and on the whole he was not very positive to cinema. But then cinema was in love with Gandhiji. From the very beginning, I think he is the most photographed, most filmed person in the history of cinema. So it may sound very strange, but then, and up to today's filmmakers, he has been, at least in India, he has been a great influence on cinema, including myself. Gandhiji's personality could not be, of course, filmed. And when this film was made on Gandhiji by Richard Attenborough, in the beginning I was a critic, because a British man was coming to make this film on Gandhiji. And so it was produced through NFDC, government put in the money. But for the first screening, I was present in Bombay because I was a member of the board of directors at that time. And I was stupefied by the film. The love, respect and concern, and also the way Gandhiji was shown as a person, as a human being, as a regular human being, man on the earth. There was a marvel of a film that Attenborough made, and ever since that I became an admirer of Attenborough. This was a great surprise, and of course NFDC made quite a lot of money from the film. And another important film made by our own filmmaker Shyam Benegal was The Making of the Mahatma. Again, a very landmark film, which is not very widely seen, I think. The kind of publicity and coverage the Mahatma had, this film could not have. So this is a very important document, as I can see it. I have only to read it and tell you how good it can be. What? What? Yes. I have almost finished. Because I have not been very well. So I came just because Prakash was, I had committed to Prakash that I'll release this book. He was very particular that I should do the release. So well, that's all about it. So I wish everyone interested in cinema, particularly in India, should read this. This strange connection between a man who did not care much for cinema and a medium that has been after him all his life and even afterwards. So it's a remarkable thing to think about. And what else can I say? Yes, I wish the book good reading, good circulation and success. And I congratulate HarperCollins who have taken up the publication of this book. And with this book, maybe he will be writing more on, not only on Mahatma, more on his experience in the archive, because I don't know what is happening to the archive, because every technician, every important person around there, including the director, has been removed. I don't know who will run the place, and maybe I am being foolish because there are wiser people managing things, people who have better knowledge. But I may be foolish. I confess that. But I am really worried. And I express my worry very openly, maybe to your embarrassment also, because being a government servant, he wouldn't like to be quoted or even talked about, while a policy by the government is being criticized by someone like a rebel. So it's not a criticism against anybody, any criticism against government or anything, but it's a fear. It's our worry about India's the future of India's preservation of our own culture and arts. This is a real, genuine worry. Or I hope, I'm busy, very positive. I am not negative about things, but then so I'm only hoping that wisdom will dawn on those to give the National Film Archive an independent existence, an independent atmosphere for work, etc. Everybody, there is a general thinking. I think it has come with the consumerist attitude that event managers can manage everything. I don't know, they are normally mess up things. The event managers, even marriages, they mess up. When people have a lot of money, they engage event managers. They mess up the whole thing, invariably. So because they are not specialists on anything. These people are just fresh. They have been told, go and event manage. So that is not the way to run a national film archive. It has been. I had the association with even before you came to the archive. I have been associated with the archive from the very inception. I have been even a member of the advisory committee there a couple of times. So my worries, my concerns are very genuine. I have nothing against anyone or any policy or any governmental attitudes. No, it's not about that. Only as a filmmaker, only as somebody who understands the value of the archive, I have this serious concern. So on this occasion, I have to wish that Mr. Prakash Magdum will come out with more books on the subject of preservation of films and the kind of he had discovered several old films from absolutely unimaginably dark areas of its existence and brought to the knowledge about the people. Recently, so somebody wrote me a letter, a friend of mine. He has all the records of our singing, the legendary singer from what is his name? I forget the name.
Okay.
The Saigal. Somebody has all the records of Saigal's songs, and he wants to gift it to the archive. I said, I knew one person there in the archive. He's gone. To whom will you address it? I have no idea. He would have with great passion. He would have taken it over and kept it there. Now this, what is important in governmental jobs or anywhere is having a passion for what you do. If you think it is a 10 to 5 job and then it is all that matters is your promotions and increments, then that's a very sad situation in that case. And the government, as I observed, is always doing nishkama karma, always pleading nishkama karma. Whoever is doing a job, he should not be involved in it. Because if you are too involved, you will be even shifted to another department. Because in civil service, you can be sent out to anything. You can by managing rubbish for one day, next you will be running the schools like that. So civil, the government thinks that you should be uninvolved. You should not get involved with your work. Unfortunately, that's not the attitude that we keep. We have a completely different attitude. That's why we have friction with the establishment all the time. And we appreciate people who have attachment, and we deprecate when they don't have the attachment. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. I'm so grateful that Adoor sir came. As you know, he's unwell. He had been to Delhi recently and he got viral fever, and he wrote me saying that he would be unable to make it. But in the market, in fact, it will be available after 15th. So out of author copies, I thought, no better than Mr. Adoor Gopalakrishnan to launch this particular book for various reasons. But for me personally, as he mentioned, right from the day I took over as director in the archive, he has been my constant source of inspiration and guide for whatever I did there, whatever I could do there. And he always encouraged me in my but whatever. I think I had got a 7-year stint, which is again a very unlikely thing to get in government. I was also fortunate to serve there second longest after Mr. P.K. Nair, and it was one of the most satisfying tenure as well. And moreover, he no particularly in Trivandrum, no need to kind of describe Adoor sir. But I'm glad that despite his illness, he came and launched this book. There is this mention. I'm sure many of you have watched Madhulikal. There is this scene in the prison where the character of Mammootty, Y.K. Muhammad Bashir, is chatting with his fellow prisoners, and they are discussing freedom movement, and there everybody is trying to kind of share their experience of Gandhiji, and one has seen, one has heard, and all this thing, and whereas Mammootty's character raises hand and says that I have touched him. So that is the kind of impact Gandhiji had across generations, across filmmakers, and that's what I have tried to document in this particular book. There are thousands of books written on Gandhi, but I don't think a kind of a biography has been written on through this perspective, through looking at him through a cinema lens. And in fact, it is my considered view that he was a major star in the newsreel era. The kind of newsreel footage which is available on him when he was alive is tremendous, and I have tried to document the behind the the scenes, how it went about, and how he was featured in those newsreels, as well as the films which have been continuously to be made even now. And that's what I thought I had tried to kind of document. Mr. Shyam Benegal has written forward for this book, and I'm sure you will like this. This would be available from 15th. It is available for pre-order on Amazon, and it will be available in bookstores also. I also thank the organizers of International Film Festival of Kerala, because I wanted this venue, this occasion to be launched this particular book, and I'm so happy and so glad that Adoor sir did it. Thank you so much, sir.
That marks the end of our book release as well. Thanks to Adoor Gopalakrishnan sir.